Some time ago, we went over some notable Ash Ketchum Shippings, and today it's time to give the spotlight to other characters. Today we're going over Pokémon Anime Shippings that don't involve Ash. Now just know that even if a shipping doesn't appear in this video, it doesn't mean that it's not important. Simply put, I can only go over so many shippings in one video. I'm mainly going over the ones I find personally interesting and or fun, so let's get into it. We of course start with the most obvious category, traveling companions, with some rival shippings here and there. One of the earliest shippings is Orange Shipping, Misty and Tracy. I know Tracy isn't the original male companion, but don't worry, we'll get to him. Many of the scenes between Misty and Tracy are from Pokemon Chronicles, such as Tracy trying to help Misty Psyduck learn how to swim, delivering food to the Cerulean Gym himself. At one point, Misty is even asked if Tracy is her boyfriend by Casey. Plus, this shipping could have a little bit of drama within it, as Misty's sister Daisy is clearly shown to have a crush on Tracy. Skipping to Hoenn, we have a ship that was clearly made to be canon. Contest Shipping, the shipping between May and Drew. These two are rivals in, well, contests, with Drew always looking down at May and underestimating her. But over time, it was clear that he started to respect her skills, even if he still hid it under a mask of sarcasm. He'd even give her a rose throughout most of their meetings, and plenty of side characters saw that something was clearly afoot here. Now, how about a ship between two characters we've already discussed? Image Shipping, the shipping between Misty and May. The ship comes from how May seemed a little too excited to meet Misty, and the two definitely became pretty good friends. But whether or not you like this ship, at least Misty and May actually met. Unlike Fourth Wheel Shipping, the shipping between Max and Bonnie. Despite the fact that the two never met, a lot of people still ship them. Is it just because they're similar ages? Cause I think so. But this does open up a bit of a can of worms. Any possible combo of traveling companion or rival shipping exists. So just remember that I'm only going over what I find interesting. So sorry to all you Cavalier or Hyper shippers. But while I'm skipping Cavalier shipping, there are some Dawn ships here. Ikari shipping is the shipping between Dawn and Paul. Ikari being the Japanese word for anger, which makes sense because Paul sure knew how to make Dawn angry. But in the end, like with Paul eventually coming to respect Ash, Dawn and Paul also eventually grew a mutual respect for each other. Next are Appeal shipping and Penguin shipping. Dawn with Zoe or Kenny. Zoe and Kenny were Dawn's contest rivals, Zoe being a mentor figure to Dawn while Kenny was her childhood friend. Zoe was instrumental in teaching Dawn the ropes of contests early on, and the two had some amazing and ship-worthy scenes together. Kenny, though, pretty clearly had a crush on Dawn, though like a young boy, he mainly showed that crush by teasing her, namely calling her Dee Dee to reference a childhood incident. Now we enter Unova, where we start with wishful shipping, Iris and Silent. Like Orange shipping, the two spent a lot of time together, so if neither gets with Ash, they may as well get with each other, am I right? But when it comes to Iris and Silent, I propose something more interesting. Buster shipping, Iris and Georgia, and Sommelier shipping, Silent and Burgundy. Georgia and Burgundy were Iris and Silent's rivals respectively. Georgia is the Dragon Buster, causing tension with the Dragon Trainer, and Burgundy was Silent's self-proclaimed connoisseur rival, even if she's only a C-rank connoisseur while Silent was A-ranked. But anyways, remember that time Dawn returned in the Unova anime? Well, that creates some shippings between her and the Unova gang. Anime shipping is Iris and Dawn, while Savant shipping is Silent and Dawn. But now we get to Kalos, where I feel I must address something. A lot of people seemed angry with the way I covered Amore shipping, and I think I understand why. It's because Geek Chick shipping is where it's at. Serena and Clemont grew very close throughout their journey together. At one point, Serena even asked Clemont to be her dance partner. Alternatively, Serena and Mia could just forget about Ash and get together. That's called fondant shipping, by the way. Okay, maybe Serena is off the table, but Clemont still has options. After all, his little sister Bonnie tried to set him up with almost every girl. One ship is Laser Blade shipping, the shipping between Clemont and Karina. But the real Clemont shipping is Citrus Punch shipping, or Bunny Signs shipping. I don't know, it's called both. Regardless of the name, this is the shipping between Clemont and Lilia. Lilia is another girl asked to marry Clemont Clemont. But this time was different. Lilia liked the proposal, and the two bonded over their shared love of science. All while Bonnie watched, thinking to herself, I didn't think I'd get this far. And a cute side ship that went on was Clemont's Bunnelby and Lilia's Baneri. Over in Alola, Mallow seems to be quite popular. Aquarium Plant Shipping is the shipping between her and Lana. Jello Shipping is Mallow and Lily. And Nahide Ahi Shipping, or Spice Shipping as it's been renamed, is Kiawe. Lana is Mallow's childhood best friend who knows her better than anyone. Mallow looked after Lily when she was still scared of Pokemon, and Kiawe, I'm not sure myself. So if you ship these two, let us know why. Finally, for traveling companions and rivals, we end with Pokemon Journeys. Vermilion shipping would seem like a pretty obvious choice, right? After all, Go and Chloe were childhood friends, so there's potential, right? Is what I would say if the fandom hadn't decided that Go is 100% gay. Because of that, we have the unnamed shipping pair of Go and Gary. It's probably unnamed because Go was definitely into Ash. But don't you worry, Chloe fans, she won't end up alone, because Moonlight Blossom shipping, Chloe and Dawn, exists. But anyways, with that long section covered, it's Pikachu's time to shine. The most notable Pikachu shipping in the anime is Lagomorph shipping, the shipping between Ash's Pikachu and Dawn's Baneri. Baneri developed a pretty hardcore crush on Pikachu when they met. She watched him do a flip and catch a potato. That's all the context you need. And throughout their time together, Baneri's crush only grew stronger. Even when they spent time apart, her love was always there. But of course, Lagomorph shipping isn't the only Pikachu shipping. And this next one is kind of crazy. Crazy shipping is the shipping between Pikachu and Team Rocket's Meowth. Everyone loves a good enemies to lovers story, and Pikachu and Meowth is a cat and mouse story as old as the franchise. I mean, have you ever noticed that their dex numbers parallel each other? And there are some more minor Pikachu shippings we can look at, though I couldn't find a name for these three. Pikachu and Togedemaru is the Lagomorph shipping of Gen 7. Togedemaru was shown to be very affectionate towards Pikachu, always jumping on him and wanting to cuddle. In Journeys, we had another electric mouse be affectionate with Pikachu, and that electric mouse was another Pikachu. Go's Pikachu, later Raichu, would always share her berries, but especially with Ash's Pikachu. So after decades of an intense rivalry between Pikachu and Raichu, some think it would be nice if Pikachu eventually ended up with a Raichu. And for the final Pikachu shipping, we have more of a joke ship. So, you ever heard of the theory that Pikachu is Ash's dad? Yeah, I think I've said enough. Next section, Detective Pikachu did it better anyways. But now, we get to the section where the real shipping starts. Brock. Throughout the anime, Brock was portrayed as a very flirtatious man, which some people see as a bit problematic in modern times. And those people are cowards. Sorry mate, it's not Brock's fault that he just has too much love to share. Now when it comes to Brock, there's 5 women in particular you'll think of. And don't worry, we'll get there. But first, let's look at some of the other girls Brock's had crushes on. Maybe the first instance of Brock's flirtatious nature was with Giselle, a girl from the School of Hard Knocks Brock and Ash thought was pretty. In the Japanese dialogue, he'd said he'd look forward to her in 8 years. And in English, he just wanted her to dominate him. The next instance of a one-off crush was in The Ghost of Maiden's Peak, where like the chivalrous gentleman he is, Brock was disgusted hearing that a woman was abandoned by her lover. Breeder shipping is Brock and Susie from Pokemon Fashion Flash. Susie was a fellow breeder who actually gave Brock his Vulpix. Unfortunately though, she friend-zoned him pretty hard. Those were some of the girls Brock crushed on throughout the series. But you know, there were times where it was the other way around. In the Lotad Lowdown, a young girl named Natalie got a crush on Brock. Unfortunately, he was too busy flirting with her older sister to notice. A similar Brock ship is Kitchen Maid shipping. This is Brock and Autumn from Thanks for the Memories. The episode Ash wore a maid outfit. Autumn's crush came after Brock taught her how to raise Pokemon. But like Natalie, this was unrequited as Brock had his eyes on her sisters. Finally, for girls who crushed on Brock, we have Narissa. Narissa is a Ditto trainer Brock taught proper type matchups matchups. And as you can imagine, over the course of this, she fell for our man. And now we have some instances of mutual crushes between Brock and a girl. First in, for crying out loud, we have Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina didn't like Brock at first, accusing him of stealing her Meryl, but she ended up reciprocating his feelings later in the episode. But they couldn't get together as Brock had to continue his journey. But a more notable girl who reciprocated Brock's feelings is Tamaku. From the heartbreak of Brock, Tamaku straight up wanted to marry Brock. And the entire time he was thinking, I didn't think I'd get this far. But Brock got over her when she started flirting with James. Finally, we have teen care shipping. Holly from Smells Like Teen Spirit. Holly was paired with Brock during a tag battle tournament, where she developed a mutual crush on him on the way, but she left so that she could become stronger. But now, with all of these small crushes covered, it's time to cover the real Brock ships. Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny, Professor Ivy, Lucy, and Olivia. If you had to choose anyone to be Brock's true love, it'd be one of them. Brock's love for Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny is a tale as old as the anime. Anytime one of them would appear, Brock was basically in heaven, much to the annoyance of Misty, Max, and Krogan. There was a time where Brock had to bike to power a Pokemon Center, and when he tired out, all it took was Nurse Joy's words to re-energize him. Honestly, Brock could probably beat Goku if Nurse Joy just asked him to. And Brock has shown that his love for Joy and Jenny isn't at all superficial. While a lesser man would think all the Joys and Jennys look the same, Brock is a man of class and can see the subtle differences between them, such as the Viridian City Jenny using hair manicures, the Celadon City Jenny having a skirt that's a millimeter shorter. How do you notice that one, buddy? And the Saffron City Jenny using a specific perfume. Next, there's trauma shipping. Professor Ivy of the Orange Islands. When Brock met Ivy, he was so in love that he chose to stay with her, but later rejoined Ash and Misty when things didn't work out with Ivy. And now Brock gets depressed whenever she's brought up. For a time, it was rumored that Ivy turned out to be lesbian. However, in 2022, Did You Know Gaming pretty much debunked this rumor. Next, there's luck shipping. Brock and Lucy of the Hoenn Battle Frontier. And Lucy's reason for falling for Brock may be the funniest here. Lucy fell for Brock because he reminded her of her favorite Pokemon. But hey, plenty of long-term relationships started because of appearances. Finally, for the most recent, and probably most well-liked Brock ship, is Olivia. I mean, look at this face and tell me Olivia isn't just as in love with Brock. Olivia is more receptive to Brock's flirting than any girl before or after. The two bond over being rock specialists. And who could forget their heart-shaped continental crush? And now, there are some final Brock ships I wanna go over. And they all have one thing in common: messing with Ash. With ships like Gym and Shopping shipping, Brock is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Heck, with Third Wheel and Optic shipping, he's Mr. Steal Your Boy. And there's Kitchen shipping, the ship between Brock and Delia Ketchum. So after stealing Ash's girls and boys, Brock can go and his mom too. And there you have it, folks. Pokemon anime shippings that don't involve Ash Ketchum. Okay, I know I only discussed his traveling companions and rivals, and I know there's one ship in particular you all probably wanted to see, but you know what? Here's the deal. If this video does well, I'll make a part 3. But what do you think about the shippings of this video? Let me know in the comments below. And become a member if you're interested. It's only $2 a month. Have a nice day, you wonderful people.
And remember, when you say plus ultra, you really gotta say it like a Japanese dude. Urasu ultra! Got it? Good, because I gotta go bang
Ash Ketchum's
mom.